In this video we're going to look at how we can validate the input that we do. And if you remember, come on, validate was sort of one of our keywords that we needed to learn. There we go, data validation. So we're going to take a look at this one first, and what it does is we check very carefully what the user types in, and there's several actions that we can perform. We're going to validate it. So if it's okay, we say it's validated, and if it doesn't meet our standards or our rules, we reject it because it may be dangerous to our program. And there are lots of different kinds of validation that we need to have a look at. So the next activity I'm just going to skip over because it just asks you to sort some cars, which we can't do. But I'm going to go straight over to the answers, and I'm going to show you some of the validation things that we can do. So we can have something called a check digit. I will do a video just on check digit itself. We can check the format, whether it's right. So for example, if we expected a kind of national insurance number, is the example, that has 2 letters and then it has 3 pairs of numbers, we can actually check that to see that it's in the right format. And if it isn't, so if I start it off with 2 numbers and then 2 letters, we can reject it. This is the one that I'm going to have a look at now, which is called a length check, and we can check whether the input that they've given us is the correct length, and if it isn't, we need to reject it. A lot of these are really from a database, so this one, a lookup table, is definitely from a database, and we'll see how that works later. Presence check we can have a look at now. So we're going to look at length check and presence check. We might even take a look at a range check as well. So what a presence check is well, whether they've actually typed something in. And again, this is sort of in databases quite a lot, but we can still do it in programming in Python. A range check, we can play around with that. That means, does it fall inside a range? So it could be dates. So from the 1st of January 2020 to the 31st of December 2020 is this year. And if they put in a date outside of this year, then we can reject the input. That is what we call a range check. There's also something called a spell check. You've used that a lot. It looks at words in a dictionary, and if the words are incorrectly spelled, then it uses red lines to underline them. However, we don't really play around with this one at all. The major ones are check digit, format check, length check, lookup table, presence check, and range check. So let's go and get some input and show you what I mean. So if we pop over to Python, so let me get a name. So I'm going to type a little program, name equals raw underscore input. Please enter your name. I don't want to be doing this too much because you don't want to sit there watching me type for hours. So I've got their name. Now if they type in a name, any letters, I'm going to accept it. But if they don't type in anything, I'm going to reject it. And I can do that with a test. And the tests are normally if statements. So if name is equal to nothing at all, now there's nothing in there, there's no space, it's what we call null. I'm just write that down for you, null. And I'll show you that in a database shortly. It's a kind of databasey kind of word. But null means that they didn't type anything at all, they just pressed enter. So if the name is null, then print you have been rejected. What I'm going to do as well is I'm going to wrap that up in a loop, so I don't have to keep restarting the program. So while true, do all of this. Let's just indent that. Been a long time since you did this. So file and save. Save, and then I'll run the program. So, what I haven't done, which might be nice, I've just realised, if they do type their name, then I need to sort of print that out to the screen, otherwise you won't see anything. Print name. So let's try that one again. Let's run it. So here we are. Please enter your name. So if I type a name, and it could be anything. There you go. There's a name, a break tag from HTML. It prints it out. I am now just going to press enter. So it's got nothing at all. And it says you've been rejected. So I'm testing here for a null value, and that is called a presence check. In other words, there was nothing present at all. It was null, and I've rejected it. Now I could try a length check, and I could do this. If length, let's hope I can remember Python. If length of the name is less than 4, then we're going to say we've been rejected. So this is a length check, which says that if we've got less than 4 letters in the name, they're going to be rejected. Otherwise, we're going to carry on and print their name. So let's run that one and show the length check. Look, why aren't you working? Right, please enter your name. Bo, you've been rejected. Fred, well, there we go, we've been accepted. So the first one there was a presence check. We made sure there was something in the string. The second one is a length check, so that we've checked that the name is at least 4 characters long. We'll try that one again with a 3-character name. Let's see if it works. Why is that happening? Okay. Please enter your name. Sue. There we go. It says 3-1. I've been rejected. I need to have the full name, please. There we go. Bit weird why that's not working. So the other one is a range check, and we could do pretty much the same here. So we're going to have a range, or the length of the name. If the length of the name is less than 4 characters, or the length of the name is greater than 6 characters, we're going to reject it. So this is a range check, so it must be between 4 and 6 characters long. So let's save and run that one. Please enter your name. So if we enter Susan, that is 5 letters, it prints Susan. If I enter, I don't know, Edward, that's 6 letters long, prints Edward. And if I print, let's just do loads of letters, I've been rejected because it's longer than 6 letters. And if I print in just 1, I've been rejected as well. So I am checking my input. So I've done 3 of the set of tests that we've seen. So I have done the length check, I've done the range check, and I've done the presence check. So in the next video I'm going to show you 1 or 2 of these checks, but mainly in a database, to show you how a database handles them too.